So in this letter writing, like every one of you, we already know that there are varieties of letters that we come across. So we have categorized them into two. First one is formal letter, and then we have the informal letter. You can keep noting down all these things in your notebook. So formal letter and informal letter. Now in the formal and the informal, there is a difference between them, and what is that particular difference? That whenever we have to write a letter to a principal, to the secretary, to a chairman, to a manager, or maybe we are sending the letter to an office, alright? So to any formal institution. So those kind of letters when we refer to, and we have to write it to any formal institution, fine? So we refer to such letters as formal letter, fine? Those kind of letters are known as formal letter. Next is informal letter. So nowadays we are not into letter writing so much, but we still do that, not much, but to a degree. When we have to write letter to our friends, when we have to write a letter to our family members, to our relatives, alright? So such kind of letters are categorized under informal letter, where we do not have to maintain any formality with anyone. Whatever we want to write, we can write. We can discuss it with our family, with our friends. Alright? Now, moving away from the different kinds of letter like formal and informal, all the different kinds of official letters which we write, or maybe the business letters which we are writing, they are all part of formal letter. I think for your in CBSE for class 10 they have given formal letter that we have written, right? Okay. So formal letter, we will start with the format of the form. So I will begin with the format. So first we have done the kinds of letter, and the next part is the format of letter writing. But this format that we are going to do will be the format of a formal letter. Okay? This is format of a formal letter. Fine? Format of a formal letter. Now we have to stick to the format of the formal letter. Reason is that forget about how the format should go on, but specifically since for the examination purpose, at least 2 marks is there for this letter. Alright? If the complete format is correct, you will get 2 out of 2. Any part missing in the letter will, like in that place, half a mark will be deducted. Even if it is just a comma or a full stop, or maybe a word is not there, or suppose you have written the whole of the format, any one thing is missing. Even if it is just a word that is missing. Fine. So for that missing part, they are deducting half a mark. So why to miss any part? If the whole format is correct, why not get complete 2 marks? Isn't it? So we have to consider the format of a formal letter, that this is a very important part. And then whatever letter is being given to you, accordingly we write the content. Okay? So one by one we'll start with the format. So the first thing that we write in the format, anyone can say? Sender's address. Okay? So number 1 is sender's address. Now, there are different ways of writing a sender's address. Okay? And there is a format to be followed in the sender's address also. Because generally what happens, we are in the habit of writing the whole of the address, but we do not know the order in which it is to be put. So we have to understand the order in which we have to put the sender's address also. Alright? a very simple thing I am letting you know, because it is sender's address. Obviously we are sending it from our office or an institution or maybe our own home. Alright, so whatever is the place from where we are sending the letter, we have to understand it through a diagram. Suppose we are in an institution. Alright. We are in an institution, alright, and you are staying in that place for a particular time, spending your time there, and then in that institution, suppose you are working in an office and you have to give the letter to the head of the department. Alright, here this diagram I have made, not so much like a drawing master here, still only for an understanding part. So suppose the place where we are staying at that particular moment, and then so number one. Second is the lane in which that institution is situated. Okay, first referring to the institution. Inside the institution also, maybe like the office have got different numbers to the rooms, like room number 102, room number 401, like this. So whatever room you are sending it from, that particular number of the room is to be mentioned. That is why the institution is very, very important, because that is the first place where we are sitting. Everybody is sitting here inside a room, isn't it? So we have to mention this particular place. Like as students, you are sending it from room number 10A. So you have to mention 10A, and then we move over to other parts. Alright, so number one is the institution, the place where we are working, where we have to put this. Second one is the lane. Alright, similar to like what lane we have to cross. Lane not inside the institution, outside the institution. Alright, name of the institution, then the lane. After that, maybe this belongs to an area, because a number of houses and institutions, many things are there. Different kinds of like public places are there. So the area in which it is located. So the third one that we have to mention is the area. Alright. Then coming over to the exact city or the town or the metro where we are learning. So number one is the institution. Inside the institution, like the name of the institution is to be done. But before that, the room number is very, very important. Room number or flat number or apartment number. So that number is important, and then the name of the institution is important. Next is the name of the lane, if any. Alright. After that, the area. If the area is given, then the area we have to mention. Followed by the name of the town or the city or the locality. Fine. Followed by if it is in the same state, then we need not mention. But if suppose we are sending the letter to a different state, then that particular state also is to be mentioned. Because we are not doing the letters on an international forum, so we are not mentioning the name of our country. If suppose you have to send the letter from one country to another country, the nation changes, and so the name of the nation also is to be mentioned. Fine. So do remember, whenever we have to write the sender's address, we have to start it in an order. You cannot write Dhanbad first and then you write the locality and then you mention the institution, then we are mentioning the name of the state. If we do it in that particular order, the whole format of the address will be incorrect. And we don't have to follow any incorrect order. You all may be filling up so many online forms, isn't it? So every form also is in that order itself. They will surely ask you for the lane number, for the house number, name of the building, followed by the area, the locality where it is. Alright. In certain forms, you will even find any nearby landmark if you are having. Okay, so even landmark is there. So, but because over here that much is not required, we omit the landmark part. We just mention the number and the name of the institution. Then we mention the lane. Alright, if any lane is there, then we mention the lane, followed by the area or the locality, alright, and then followed by the name of the town or the city with the state. all these names that you are going to mention should be in an order. Alright, an order is to be followed, and also you need to remember that whenever we are writing a letter, it needs to be in one straight line. Okay? One after the other, you cannot write all the names in one line itself. Everything that you are mentioning, whether it is name of the institution or lane, area, localities, district and state, these 4-5 things that we are mentioning in the sender's address need to be in an order, and everything needs to be in different line. You cannot write everything in one line itself. Fine. Sometimes with the city, the pin code also is required, so the pin code also is to be mentioned. If it is required, then otherwise generally we omit it also. Okay. So that is what the sender's address is about. Also, for the examination, from the examination point of view, if any address is already mentioned in the question that you are so and so belonging to this particular place. Alright, the address that is mentioned in the question, you have to put even that particular address, you have to put that address in the sender's address. There you cannot put your own address. Okay, you will not put your own address if the address is already mentioned in the question. Like, you are Rohan belonging to 123/B, lane number 5, Delhi. One locality is given, maybe Janakpuri and then Delhi. Alright, so if this address is already given in the question for the sender, you are the sender, and for you, your name and address is already given, that you are so and so belonging to this particular place. Under those circumstances, the sender's address will be not your own address, it will be the address that is already mentioned in the question. Fine? So I hope I am clear to you all about the sender's address. Number one, what you have to follow? Anybody? We have to follow that every like matter that we are mentioning, it needs to be in an order. You have to write everything like line by line. You cannot write everything in one line. Everything is to be mentioned in a separate line. Alright? And if the address is already given in the question, then that particular address is to be mentioned in the sender's address. You cannot give your own address there. There are a few common mistakes done by students. Number one is that even if the name is mentioned in the question paper, still many children do that, they write the name in the sender's address. Many a time you all may be doing it. Do not write your name in the sender's address. Why? Because at the end of the letter, as like all of you are already aware of it, at the end of the letter we are already writing our name. Yours faithfully, yours sincerely, and then we are writing our name. Alright, so do not mention the name in the beginning, which many students, like, this is a common mistake that students do. So this mistake you will not do. Address means address, it is not your name. Okay, address is address, you will not mention your name. I want you all that once you have written the sender's address in the format, I want you all to write the address. Write your address and in your notebook and see that how you all are writing it. Do remember the order in which it is written, the sender's address, alright, the order in which it is written. Follow the order, and everything is to be in one straight line, and every order that you follow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you have to mention in the address, it needs to be one below the other.